this show was previously recorded, call us at our next episode live Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern.
We left for us to discover.
On your own, yeah, at a later time.
No,
Yeah,
one thing.
I think that's trademarked.
yeah, I think Rodney might come after you on that one. So.
Hey, Ron, this is Nick.
I didn't say, you guys did.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's all on us. Yeah.
One thing I did want to point out, because I enjoyed the game. I thought it was good this morning, and you hit on the theme. And hey, if you like pizza, you might like this game. That came through, I thought, very well.
Yeah, the whole delivery thing.
Like as soon as we started laying the orders out, and it was like pineapple and ham. Oh, that's a Hawaiian pizza. That's neat. And then you mentioned the any meats and the any vegetables. It was fun. That meshing of the theme of pizza delivery. And I built a pizzeria here. Okay, where is my area? How can I get my pizza out to my peoples?
Yeah.
Came through, I thought.
I'm already hungry.
So that was fun.
Yeah, hungry for pizza.
Yeah, it was early before breakfast.
It does get you hungry. There's no doubt about that.
I wanted a breakfast pizza on that one.
Somebody says, I want pizza now.
Yeah.
We should paint the picture a little more fully, by the way. We started playing this game at like 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
Like,
it was the first game of the day. When we got on the floor.
Yes. Yes. And then me and Carlos and Mitch, we went and ate a big buffet after that. I was like, I'm hungry, man. Let's go eat.
Got us primed for some pizza.
I will say something though, the scaling of the game, that was my biggest concern. That I think I like you said.
No, I think William brought up a great point earlier. Because we played at 6, maybe we should have more orders available. Because one of the struggle buses that we had was with only 4 orders available. By the time it came back around to our turn, it felt like all the pizzas we wanted to fulfill were gone.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Have you played around and play testing with more orders per player?
I did. There was a point I had 6 orders up there at the time. I just felt like it got too many at that point, but it's gone both ways. I mean, there's been times you've been starved for ingredients, and other times that it's like, okay, yeah, there's too many pizzas out there, and some of that drives too many cards out of the game also, because you're filling those orders with pizzas from the stack. So you're taking away from a little from that. And that's one of the reasons why I did come up with like you said, the any meats, the any vegetables, and the any ingredients, instead of just adding more ingredients cards or taking those out. If you take those out with 6 players, it goes you really become limited on your choices of food, or I should say choices of ingredients.
I have another question. Rob played a card that we wanted to make sure we were playing correctly, where he could use other people's
It was called
pizza shop.
Copycat.
Yeah. He was running away with it. Is that something that's persistent, right? We wanted to make sure we were playing that correctly. That card?
Yes, that is a what is classified as a speed card. Sorry, I think it's a money card. And what you're doing is you're copying somebody else. It basically allows you to use somebody else's pizzeria.
Right.
You don't get to use their special power though. So there is some negates that you don't get to use their special power. You're just using their pizzeria in their area. So typically to do that, you won't have one of the other speed cards. You won't be able to do that.
You lose the efficiency of other power cards taking that spot.
Yes.
Right. One thing we found,
and I think that's something that you'll discover the more you play it.
Okay.
Certain cards become more powerful depending on the way that the market deck's delivering cards and pizzas are being ordered. Some things become better off that way, and some things will back off. Like that card may be great this time, but next time, copying that person's pizzeria doesn't help because they're way too far from all the other new pizza deliveries.
So this has really been fun being a part of this process and this talking about design and learning the game with you. We're looking forward to the next time we get to play with you online and talk more about the feedback that we had. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to be a part of that process, Ron. Let the folks know at home where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook. Just look up Facebook for New York Pizza Delivery. That's NYPD board game. Of course, I couldn't use NYPD as the true logo of the game or anything like that. But and you can also find it on Tabletopia right now. I'm offering it up to play on Tabletopia. It's going with a little bit older graphic set on there, but basic gameplay is identical.
We appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
No problem. You guys have a great time at the convention. Or I should say the retreat.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Good night, sir.
We'll appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
That was Ron Rich with New York Pizza Delivery. It's on Kickstarter now. That opens up our phone line, 813-618-7099. Sorry about that, folks. We are at the con. There's very staticky connection here, but the phone line's still open, so don't be afraid to call in, 813-618-7099. Just call in and chat with us. We are still here at the con.
Hopefully we can keep the stream live here so we won't keep kicking people out, but bear with us. Coming from the con, as I was saying, I'm not sure if we got it before, but we're in a large building here at the Caribe Royale Resort in Orlando, Florida, the Kissimmee area just outside of Walt Disney. And we are doing our best to get it running. We're running on a mobile hotspot. We don't have internet here inside the convention center, but I'm hoping we're back online live. We just got done talking to, was it Ron Rich?
Yep, Ron Rich with
New York
Heirloom Games,
Yep.
kickstarting New York Pizza Delivery. So that's one of the first games we played today. But, we'll talk until people call in, 813-618-7099. Even if the stream is down, we are still here talking and taking phone calls. The phone still works even when the stream is down, so just call in and talk to us. But we also played what I've been super excited to play this whole weekend, like all I wanted to play this whole weekend, which was Clash of Cultures Monumental Edition by Whiz Kids Games. It was a 3-player game, myself, William, and Mitchell. Mitch, any thoughts on WizKids' new version?
Well, I haven't played the old version, but whenever you first look at it, it looks like a lot of game. It's basically a tech tree, and I think there's like 8 different paths with 4 techs on it each. But the base mechanics aren't super difficult, but it's definitely something you got to be paying attention. You have to be planning ahead. There's a lot of things that happen. The way that the map ended up generating, me and Will were kind of on one side of an ocean, and Carlos was on the other side, and just from everything it looked like Carlos was going to run away with the game, but it ended up being very tight. We were all within 2 or 3 points of each other. It was a very fun game. It was listed as a 3-hour game, I think. I don't think it took us maybe 2 hours. So
a little bit more because we were learning.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. A good Civ game.
I think we at first turns were real slow. William was talking about this earlier with the turn structure.
It's a roller coaster. It goes up, 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 and then all of a sudden, whoa, here we go.
Yeah, it's like
and
you run
go
that
fast
engine,
right after that. It's slow crawl upwards, and then you just drop.
And the speed picks up. You're taking action,
and then you slow down a little bit more because you have so much you can do now. So yeah, but that's how it is, and they need those type of games.
And because there's no hand limit on the action and the objective cards, towards the end of the game, you're using multiple action cards for free actions in one turn. You're dropping, I think I dropped 3 objective cards in one turn, scored them all. So it feels like it really does ramp up in what you're doing towards the end of the game.
Yeah, what I really liked was that almost everything you do is going to be getting you victory points. If you're getting technologies, if you're putting objectives down, if you're building buildings, everything's getting you points. And like you guys were saying, in the first couple rounds, I think we still didn't understand the mechanics well enough to plan ahead. But once we started being able to plan ahead, there's definitely player interaction, but there doesn't have to be. We never fought a single time. So what you guys were doing were having almost no effect on what I was doing. So we were able to start planning ahead, and it picked up a little bit later on.
That's because me and Carlos were on the same side of the map.
I'll say
sure.
Right.
For sure.
Don't let that comment from Mitch skew you. It is a combat-heavy game. The situation was, when we explored our world, we ended up with this like sea in between, cutting the whole map in half, except for one space. There was literally one tile that was connected from one side to the other, all the way on the other side of the map. So I had complete freedom on the southern end of the board to do what I wanted, unimpeded by Mitch and William, because they were going to have to build a city near water, at a port, get some resources, make ships, make units, train them, and then ship them over to have any impact on my game. But let me say this, folks. Even with my ability to do all that on my own, we thought I was going to run away with it because I was just doing what I wanted. Mitch came behind me with, 3.5 points behind me? I was 38.
38.5, I had 35.
35.
I had 33.
That spread was still tight. So even if you do have complete freedom, it doesn't earn you as many points as I thought I would.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, actually, a question. So when I came up and you guys were playing, I noticed that everyone had big fleets. That's what actually got me excited. I think I saw like huge, like 5 ships here and 4 ships here. So you're talking about you're on different sides of the ocean. The game provides a way, I guess, to cross that ocean eventually. And in the meantime, were you rewarded for doing things building up towards that?
I only primarily built my fleet up as large as it was because he had so many cities near water. So all my ships were trading. Every single ship.
Using the trade route advancement.
Every single turn, I got 3 free food or 3 free gold because he had a lot of cities next to the water, and my ships were close enough to his ports to trade.
Yeah, I built up my military to accomplish objectives, and I got maybe 8 or 10 points based on my military size, but I actually never attacked with them, ironically.
To answer your direct question, everything they did towards building ships earned them points because it was either an advancement or it was a gaining of a unit, resources, tactics, all that.
And it sounds like while you enjoyed being alone, William benefited from Mitch's cities.
I
being
was
nearby.
I started trading with him because I had enough ships. I was like, okay, I got 3 here. I'm gonna move 1 up here, so I was able to trade with Carlos.
But let's talk about trading because Nick's thinking maybe TI4 style trading, Twilight Imperium.
No,
I have no decision in that.
I just get it.
As long as he's within 2 spaces of one of my cities with a unit of his, and he has the advancement called trade routes, he can trigger trade routes at the start of his turn to gain food.
Or go. I can get gold.
Because you had another advancement that let you get gold.
I had full maritime. I had full maritime, full education, full sciences, and I had one other was full. So basically, I got a lot of economical value just for putting ships in the water.
But yeah, a good point is that almost anything you want to do, you have to buy the tech for it. So like I built up this army for my objective, and I'm like, okay, let me spread out, see what I can do with this. And like, oh, your troops can't move. Like, what? They didn't learn how to walk yet? Yeah, well, no, you got to feed them and do the technology. So that kind of weirded me out. So like this trading they're talking about, just what I was doing, I didn't prioritize that. I never traded one time. And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, there were these events, and there kept being like famines, and it's like, well, if you have irrigation, it doesn't affect you. And I didn't get irrigation till the end of the game, and like I kept losing my food.
After the third
my people
famine.
were like ready to revolt. You switch their mood to angry, and I was like, finally, I learned my lesson, and I did it. And I think there was only one more famine after that. Yeah, I weathered 3 famines. I think you didn't. You had irrigation before any of the famines,
right?
And after one, Will learned his lesson. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get irrigation, and yeah, it took me a while to learn that. But yeah, the techs. We played completely different games based on which ones we bought, and there were still other options. You have a lot of choices you can make. I mean, it's a tech tree. So.
It's a beautiful tech
Well, let me
tree.
tell you, I was going to say, Carlos was downright giddy playing this game. A couple of us were sitting over at the table right behind him, and he kept smacking me on the back, hitting me.
Well,
Come look at this, look what I'm doing. This is awesome.
He's like, oh, there's a giant volcano. Look, everything died. I was hurt.
And I may have overheard, this may be a sacrilege, but I believe I overheard some comparison that this might be better than TI. Did you say something so blasphemous?
I did. I know this is my first play of it, but
yeah.
I'm starting to think this might eke out my number 1 spot for
don't
TI.
Say it, don't say it.
You want to know why? Because it's short.
Yes.
Shorter game.
Yeah,
It's
shorter
so
game.
much shorter.
Short TI, yeah.
And we were able to fit it on that small board, that small table. We could put 4 players on this one, and it's not even 3 feet wide. It's like a 2.5 foot
2.5 by 8 or whatever.
6 foot
Yeah,
table,
6, yeah.
and it still fits on there.
Yeah.
I mean, Clash of Culture. It's on the Hot or Not.
Yeah.
So if anybody's listening who's at the con as well, the Hot or Not shelf. And I think we're the only ones that have checked it out. The only ones that have put feedback in the Hot or Not binder
Okay.
with regards to it being hot.
Okay.
So Tom's looking for feedback on that. If you're interested in playing, I'm willing to teach it.
He's going to teach it to some of us who didn't.
Shoot,
play,
I'm
so,
bringing
yeah.
my copy when I gotta drive back to Tampa tonight and come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my own copy with me so we can maybe get 2 tables of Clash of Cultures going at the same time.
I think it's a good Euro and a good war game together.
Yeah.
Because we played it like a Euro. We did.
You know, we played.
Well, we played it like that. I don't think it's meant to be.
We know. I think if we were closer together, would have been some combat. But as this ocean just opened up, it's like, I guess it's just a Euro.
But I'm kind of concerned. So the way the mechanics work, they want to make sure that the oceans are connected so that the ships are relevant. So whenever you flip a tile, you have to make it connect to ocean if possible. So I wonder if that's going to keep happening, dividing the board up like that.
Well, it also depends on how we explore, right? So it just happened the way that we explored. The first ocean tile or the first sea tile was more of a landlocked lake. Then the next tile, when you flipped it, the next region that you flipped, you have to connect a water to water if possible. And then that began to connect those dots across the entire map. So it maybe now I'm going to go on the perimeter, opening up the perimeter first before I go across the board.
Carlos did say he would be willing to play that game and nothing else for the rest of the con.
I'd be
Yeah,
happy.
that was kind of crazy.
that's-
But,
He
yeah.
must have really enjoyed it.
Really?
Craziness.
Nope.
So that was us.
Yeah.
That was me. That was what I'm happy with. I'll go to Rob, Nick.
Yeah, or somebody go ahead.
Well, we had a deck builder morning.
Yes,
So
we did.
While,
3 of them, I
while-
believe. Yeah.
While you guys did.
And don't forget, phone lines open, 813-618-7099. Call in, tell us what you're playing here at the con, what you're enjoying about the con.
There you go.
Oh,
right
there's a
there.
caller.
Beans and Dice
think
Podcast.
it's your
State your
area
name
code.
and where you're calling from.
Mitchell Prudhomme from New Iberia.
Not quite.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Yeah. You get in trouble for that.
I recognize that.
What's
There
up,
you go.
BJ?
Yeah, I tried to check in. at the Dice Tower, but they said somebody took my ticket already. There's an
No.
imposter somewhere.
Yeah, it's right here around my neck, man.
Yeah, he stole somebody's ID.
Hey, it's BJ. Just checking in to say hi, watching the show, man.
Thank you, BJ, for checking in. How's it going out there, gaming wise? I think your con's coming up, right? Or it just happened?
Yeah, we're heading out. No, we're heading out to BGG Con next week. Me
Yep.
and Jay Bell and a couple other people. So looking forward to it. But I am jealous because Dice Tower Retreat looks awesome.
Yeah, BJ was kind of giving me a hard time for coming here instead of going to BGG Con with them because I was kind of thinking about it.
Yeah, it was kind of torn. We
Yeah,
pulled
well,
the con. This is Tampa. Come
yeah,
on.
Rob reached
Or
out.
Orlando,
kinda
Orlando,
helped me get
Florida.
the ticket, but
Yeah.
I will say, BJ, this is very different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You know, even like a Dice Tower convention.
This is a different speed. Yeah.
This is so slow in speed, so chill.
200, 215 people. It's different than what we're used to. The Dice Tower conventions we've been to 1,000 plus people. So yeah.
I will say this is the
And
first
they-
time I've
and
been
they've
able
got
to
the
get a
full
game from the
library
library.
there.
Oh, go ahead, BJ.
They've got the full library there for only 250 people.
This has been the first time I've gone to Dice Tower of any kind of convention, retreat, or whatever, and always been able to get a game off the library without having to wait.
Yeah,
It
they've got
is the
they've
full
got the full library.
library.
To answer your question. Yep, this is the full library here. It's
Nick, move the camera for
it's
him.
about 2,000.
No, it's
something.
hanging. It's just sitting up
No,
there.
no, just grab
Just
that.
grab it. Yeah,
there
it's a
you go.
little
He's gonna
webcam.
give you. Hopefully, not make anybody sick here, but he's gonna give you a quick view.
it's gonna be a little
Hopefully,
bit-
of the.
Oh my God. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's about 2,000 something games. We asked Tom when we got here yesterday, and he gave us the exact number. I didn't write it down, but yeah, it's about 2,000 plus games. It's impressive.
It also comes with that guy just walked by.
Yes. Yeah, if anybody's
ahead.
if anybody's never been, their library is just fantastic. You know, Tom curates it personally.
And it just
A lot of the
grows.
games are blinged out.
That's
Yeah.
what we saw.
That's what's impressive. He's Tom has gone through each of these games, by hand. He's upgraded components. He's got. We played today. We played Dune Imperium, and he has 2 copies on the shelf. And I know he just recently acquired one. He mentioned in a video just a week or 2 ago that he was going to have to get a second copy because it was so checked out at the last con. And he has one that is completely blinged out with little bottles that have spice flakes in them. He has the one we grabbed wasn't the completely blinged out, but even the one we got, which I assume was his newer acquisition, still had all the acrylic printed tokens.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, we played that. So I had recently played the base game of that with no bling.
Yeah.
And it was just the wooden components. So we opened that up, and I was like, "Oh, this is
This
like
is nice.
Better, this
Yeah.
is nice, better acrylic components." And we actually played with a Dice Tower member.
Camilla, one of the newest, the newest employee of the Dice
she
Tower.
Was she
yeah.
was like, "Oh, you didn't get the good one."
No, she's like, you guys didn't grab the good one. We're like, what do you mean the good one? The good one? And so we went and grabbed the other one off the shelf, and we found that it was the completely
Oh, yeah,
blinged
there's
out,
Tom.
completely
No, there's
blinged out
Mark.
version.
Mark Stang
And
from
Tom-
Ohio.
Tom- Tom's over there,
There's
too.
Mark Stang from Ohio. Come on, Mark, say hi. One of our callers from Ohio. Hey, BJ, thanks so much for checking in, and we want to hear from you with your BGG Con experience.
And BJ from Board Game Gumbo, just for anybody who doesn't know.
Board Game Gumbo, say hi to him. Mark Stang from Ohio. We got to meet him on the phone. He was a regular caller.
How do you meet someone on the phone?
Yeah.
We got some guy.
Will you say hello?
just trying to.
Oh, and
You guys have a good
Mr.
night, and I'll check in.
nice
I'll check in after BGG Con. and
Mr.
say
Tom
hi.
Vasel himself has just walked
Thanks,
up behind
BJ.
us. Let me hand
Thanks
off
for
a
calling,
mic
man.
here in case Tom would like to say
Hey,
something.
BJ, you still on the phone? You want to say hi to Tom?
BJ from Board Game
Yeah.
Gumbo.
Oh, my
Yeah. What's up?
talk to BJ?
Oh, yeah, he didn't hear that.
He didn't hear that, right?
No, he didn't hear that.
Say
Yes,
hi,
I
BJ.
did, Tom. Thanks a lot.
He did hear it.
Tell Tom hey for me.
Well,
Yeah.
I would never say something if he didn't hear it. I hope.
Yeah. Behind his back. Yeah.
Tell Tom I'm ready to play Kingdom Death Monster with him next week.
Oh yeah, no, that's not happening anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna
Oh.
play it, but we haven't got to paint it miniatures yet. Once they come in, man, that book
I'm
is
not-
gross. I read that.
I
I read
am
the
not
instruction book for it. Holy cow!
Kingdom Death Monster.
Yes.
I am
It's a very
I'm
grotesque, like
I'm completely uninterested in that game. No interest in that game.
Uninterested.
Not interest. He said no interest.
I mean, we're gonna do it because I said we're gonna do it, but it's not that even that being a prude. I think anybody would have a problem with a lot of those pictures. I'm
I would
shocked.
hope.
Yeah.
You can only hope.
or question the individual who's like, no, that doesn't gross me out. I'm good.
That does bother me when people say stuff like that. They're like, "That's fine." Like, cool. I'm not visiting your house.
Well, BJ, thanks for the phone call. Say bye to Tom.
Bye, Tom. See you, Mitchell. See you guys.
Later, BJ.
Bye, Cole.
Thanks for
Bye,
calling.
Thanks, BJ. Thanks for calling, man. All right, folks, phone lines open again, 813-618-7099. Give us a call, say hi, ask questions. With us.
You should be here.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
if
should be
you're
here.
home,
You should be here. All the Dice Tower cons, you should be here. Yep.
So, Mark, thank you for introducing yourself to us and joining with us, meeting you this weekend. Can you share with the folks while we wait for another phone call some of your experiences this week so far to date?
Sure. It's what's funny is that I've only played a few new games. It seems like I've been sitting down. I've been teaching games that I know and love. I taught QE this afternoon, which is an awesome auction game. I've taught. What was the
You
other
guys
one?
were playing it with a British guy. You
Yeah.
guys, you said like a billion is something different in the UK or something.
Yeah, that's
And it
right.
came
In England, a billion, and so in America, a billion is 1,000 million, right? In the UK, a billion is a million, which what we call a trillion, they call a billion.
So did that mess up the bidding in the game?
It did at one point because he wasn't sure what was being bid. Because we got to the bidding in the QE, we were well over a billion. Actually, the final numbers, one person had bid a total of 201 trillion, and another person had a total of 200 trillion. So, if you don't know, in QE, whoever has spent the most money at the end of the game automatically loses. So, one person had 201, the other person had 200. The one with 201 trillion lost.
I mean, it feels like the legislature at work here with these big numbers, like we're just throwing them around.
Yep.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
Inflation is real in that game.
Yep, exactly. It's the whole premise of the game is that you're all individual governments spending money to try to stimulate the economy. And so
It's so sad because it feels so real. It hurts.
What's been your favorite game of the con?
dang, I should be ready when you come out. Come over here to ask.
Oh man, you
Concordia.
can't do that to him.
Well, Concordia is my favorite game probably overall, but I haven't played it yet at the con.
That's a good one.
I played. God, I can't think of the name. Well, I played Mobile Markets today. I really liked that. I smartphone is like in my top 3, and Mobile Markets. I don't know if I like it quite as much as smartphone, but I think it's got some. I think smartphone plays a little smoother, and smartphone's like my favorite game to pull out when there's 5 people. But I really enjoyed that.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We'll keep going.
Keep talking. We may
Hey.
have disconnected, but keep going.
All right.
Okay, I have a question about smartphone.
Okay.
Mobile markets.
Yeah.
There's a
It feels like it looks longer than it should be. Like I don't know why I get the feeling when I see that game that it should be a like short pared down version of Smartphone Inc. But when I went over there and started reading the rules and looking at the times, it didn't feel like that.
Yeah, I agree. It was it looks like a streamlined version, but it's not. It wasn't streamlined. I think it's at least as long as smartphone. I mean, it has some of the same functions and same things going on, but I didn't think it was any shorter.
Okay.
And it's got some things that are a little bit punishing. So things that I don't see in smartphone. In smartphone, the only punishing thing might be if somebody comes into your area and you can't sell as many phones, but that's just competition between people. But one of the things I didn't like about mobile markets is it has these events, and like an event can come out and just like, oh, all your phones cost $1 more this time, so everybody's gonna make less profit, or so it changes your whole strategy. So I don't know, there were some things that like this isn't as fun, I guess, but I still enjoyed it. I think I had some cool stuff.
It has that smaller board though. How did that play out? Because it's got the main mechanism, the innovative piece is that stacking of the tiles. They look like they're oddly shaped and they're smaller.
Yeah, they're smaller. It still uses that same mechanism, but they're smaller. And because there's no main board, there's no area control aspect like smartphone has, where in regular smartphone, you're expanding into different areas to cell phones. That whole thing is gone, so it's like one step that's not in the process. The difference here is that you actually have to have customers that you sell phones to, so you are attracting separate customers. So there's a marketing phase that takes place of the area control phase. The other thing that bugged me a little bit, the first couple of rounds, there were so few customers that the first couple of people who sold phones basically wiped the board of all the customers, and like one person.
How many players?
3 players.
And the first couple just wiped out all the customer base?
Almost all of them. The last person, I was the first person to sell in the first round. I sold 6 or 7 phones. The last person sold 1. Right? And so that didn't really go that well. I mean, I can imagine teaching it to somebody. Hey, let's play this game, and then there are only 5 rounds of the game, right? So you come first round, it's like, okay, here you do all this stuff, and then you buy 1 phone, right, or sell 1 phone. It's like, that's just.
So it sounds like I'd rather play Smartphone Inc.
Yeah. If I had the choice, I think that's what I would do. It's not that I didn't think it was a bad game, but I really liked Smartphone. I think if I had the choice, I say one of these 2, I'm going to play Smartphone Inc.
Are there any shared mechanics?
Yeah. So the core action selection mechanism is similar, where you have these 2 paddles where you have 2 paddles that you lay on top of one another to determine what actions you get to do and how much tech and stuff you get to do, and all the different, how much goods you produce, what your price is, all that stuff that you did in smartphone. It has the same thing, although the paddles are a little bit smaller and they don't have as many, and they are a little bit oddly shaped. It still has that same core mechanism. You still have the whole pricing determines player order, like in Smartphone Inc. And actually, I think one of the nice things they do with it, because there is no board, the way they set the tiles out, it's immediately obvious the player order. Once you set the pricing, it's really easy to follow. Okay. So that's very similar. You produce goods the same way. The real difference is that instead of selling to like countries or whatever, you sell to individual customers who have specific preferences. The tech works very similar. There's tech cards instead of tech tiles, but you generate tech and you buy cards. There's some extra cards that do things. There's marketing cards and stuff, but it's got a lot of similar things. But like I said, there's those punishing aspects, especially at the beginning, that I think it was just a little bit too, it did just felt bad. And everybody at the table sort of felt the same way. The 3 of us were all smartphone veterans who had played smartphone a lot before. And we all kind of like I said, if you teach somebody this in the first round, they sell 1 phone. Now, I will say, at the end of the game, that person who sold 1 phone ended up winning the game, right? So they were able to come back. They weren't out of the game,
Overcome.
right? Yeah.
Sounds like breaking the core mechanic. Like
I was just thinking of Dan.
Viticulture yesterday.
We played a game of viticulture where Dan never planted 1 field, and he was leading the game the majority of the game.
Yeah, I think he triggered the end game. I think.
Yeah, he ended up triggering the end game. Never have planting 1 field in viticulture. Not 1 grape in the ground.
Sorry to interrupt, but we went offline for a second there. And BJ, I did see your comment, and I resent that. I saw multiple people playing Beyond the Sun the other day, and I thought, earlier today, and I thought of you. But
Greatest game ever.
Also, it's important to note Dan did not win that game of viticulture.
I don't think Dan cared, because he leaned over to me and goes, someone told me to do this on a dare, because they said it couldn't be done, and I broke the game.
He dang near broke it.
He broke the game.
Tom looked confused when he came by to see what we're doing.
His whole goal was to do that, to see if he can get
It worked well, and he proved you can get points in a lot of ways
without
outside
even
of filling
planting
wine orders.
one grape.
Now, although the streaming is having glitching issues, we are still recording. We're still having conversation. I'm going to post this again onto the stream later as its own video. So let's keep going, talking about what we're talking about. Hopefully the folks at home got the message. Yeah. We're taking phone calls till 10 o'clock. 813-618-7099 is the number. Give us a call. Tell us about your gaming, what you have going on while we chat about our gaming.
Put it back in the chat in case it gets drops.
All right, somebody lead the way. Who else is playing? What else are we doing at the con? Having fun with?
I'd like to talk about one other game, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's we played a game. It's a new T game, Tabanusa.
Tabanusi, yeah.
We played that, and I really want to play that again because these games that are complex like that, the first time you play them, you really don't see some of the connections that you make.
Someone's calling in.
We got a phone caller coming in. Beans and Dice podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey guys, it's Wayne from Tampa. How you doing?
Hey Wayne, how are you?
Good. How's it going? Looks like you guys are having a good time out there.
We are. I appreciate you overcoming our technical difficulties here. We're in the convention center here at the Caribe Royale in Orlando, and we're in a big building. We don't have a real good internet here, so we're working on just off a mobile hotspot. We appreciate you calling in.
Yeah. Nah, no problem. It's good. Yeah, that happens. Convention centers always, unless you pay like an arm and a leg, you're not getting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Tom said. So $1,500. Is that what or 15 grand? Oh, Tom was telling us. And, that's a little
I'm
crazy.
in the wrong business.
Yeah, we need to sell some internet. Yeah.
Jeez.
What you got going on?
For my day job, I go to, for my day job, I go to a couple conferences a year, professional conferences, and that's always the biggest expense, man. When you're running those things,
So you know what that's all about?
It's like a.
Yeah. I am definitely
no,
in the wrong
it's good.
field.
Hey, you saw it posted. Yeah, exactly. I posted a photo last night. Got in the first play of Pan Am last night.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It's good. It's real good. That's it's a fun game. The production. Some of the production values a little. The plastic pieces aren't the best, but
Sure.
The theme is awesome.
Yeah.
Love the theme of it, and it's quick. You can play I think it took us maybe hour and 15 3-player.
Okay.
And that was first play. So I think you get 3 or 4 people that know that game, you can crank it out in 45 minutes to an hour easy.
Okay. I know that's a game Carlos has had for a little while, but we haven't had a chance to break it out yet. Is it still in shrink, Carlos?
It's not shrink. It's stickers.
Oh, the sticker. Oh, that's one of those sticker ones. Oh
He
boy,
was
that's
supposed to play it with me at the airport when he picked me up.
yeah.
and
That was the
didn't,
plan. He was
so
going to pick
it's kinda
Mitchell up from the
disappointed
airport
there,
here
yeah.
when Mitchell flew in last night from Louisiana. They were going to break it out and play it in the terminal, but
Because that looks really cool with TSA.
theme. Yeah, a little theme. Yeah, again, TSA doesn't like when you.
They're like, are these guys planning in something? What's going on? I can't play that here. No.
It worked out well. It was a good game. It's definitely not super complex. It's
Right.
probably midweight, maybe lightweight even.
Would you call it
a
family?
little more
Family
complex.
weight?
Yeah, probably. It's probably it's the next step after a Ticket to Ride, probably. Or slightly, a little bit more complex because there's some decision making going on there.
Okay.
And it was good because I played 3-player, and my it's 7 turns, so it goes pretty quickly. By turn 4, the 2 players, me and the other women, were pretty far ahead, and my wife was like, "Oh man, I'm never going to catch up." But the way it works out is, you have to build your airlines, you build your connections between cities, and you have to hope that kind of Pan Am buys them from you, and then you get this windfall of money. Pan Am buys your routes,
Right.
And me and one of the other players, we had a bunch of routes get bought early in the game, so we got some money. But then my wife just kept plugging along, and towards the end of the game, the last round or two, she had a whole bunch of her routes get purchased, and she was able to catch up real quick. So it seemed like a kind of game that you really can't be a runaway leader, because even if you get a bunch of routes bought early, you use that money to buy stock, and then you have to rebuild all those routes. So if someone plans ahead and thinks, okay, well, I'm going to lose this round or two, but that last round I'm going to get 3 or 4 routes bought. If the right die roll happens, then I'll get a windfall. She didn't win, but it was very close. We were all within 4 or 5 stocks of each other at the end of the game. So it was enjoyable. It was definitely something they were like, oh, yep, we'll play this again next week, type thing.
I see Mark.
It's good when you play a game and then you meet.
Mark over my shoulder nodding here. Mark, are you familiar with Pan Am? Have you played?
I own it.
Okay, yeah.
I have not played
Have not played it yet. Oh, so you're in the same boat as us, yeah.
It has been played at my house, but it was played. We had a game day a few months ago, and it was being played at the other table, and everybody universally praised it. Right? They said it was great.
Yeah.
And some of the, I was not along because I was hearing some of the same things that he was talking about there from my game group. Yeah. They really, really enjoyed it.
And I know that was a Target exclusive for a while. Is it still pretty much a Target exclusive? Does anybody know? Or can you pick it up pretty much anywhere now?
I know we all got phones.
I don't know. I think it's still Target.
Yeah, it's just Target.
I've only ever seen it at Target.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah,
but it was good. I like is it gives you enough decisions, and then the cards that change each round. There's four of them, so there's 7 rounds. You have 4 variable cards, so there's kind of a good amount of replayability there.
Okay.
And I like the fact that it's a fast game. It's a game that we really think we could 4-player. If you know the game, you can do it in an hour.
Yeah. So
you can crank out 3-4 of those quick, and it's good. So you have some variability, and it's quick play. So that helps too. And I love the theme. It's really.
Hey, Wayne, give us some tips on how to best learn the game. Any tips on what we could do to learn it best?
Be honest with you, it's a very simple game. Like, I didn't even read the full rule book. I love the rule book because
how did you learn it?
Into the count. Oh, I watched the video from Becca Scott, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but I like what's cool about the rule book is the first 2 pages shows you all the pieces of the book. Then it has 2 pages of these are the key concepts in the book, in the rules. So before it even gets into the rules, it's teaching you these 3 or 4 key concepts. Then you get into the rules. So if someone that's not a big gamer, I like the way the rule book was written, especially like the target audience, is they'll see, these key concepts that gamers like us know about, but it breaks them out and says, here's this key concept, look at it, and then, then you get into the rules. So I thought it was a pretty cool way of doing the rule book as sort of introducing people to like the concepts of the game, or like this, getting, how do you build a flight path type thing. So it was cool. It was one of the cooler rule books that I've seen in a while.
Sweet, and it certainly doesn't hurt. I'll agree that Becca was teaching it. That's a fun watch.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hey, we watched. Yeah. Didn't do any of them, but that was a good one.
Yeah, for sure. So what has been up to? Anything else you've been playing lately, or?
Just actually, thanks to you guys, a lot of Welcome To.
Okay, all right, we'll take that. Yeah. Welcome To's a great one. Yeah.
That was another good hit last night. The ladies, they liked it, and then they were. I was explaining that there's all these expansions for the different holidays, and so I was like, we should get those. I'm like, I already bought them.
Yeah. And how many people did you have playing it?
I was just the 3.
3 of you. Okay, well, that's fine. That's a game that it doesn't matter how many you're playing. It can be 3 or it can be 30. And I know we did some plays online, and it's one of those games that you just, if you watch the cards, you can play it over and over and over again, and real light, real easy to pick up. And like I say, those as we talked about in one of the last episodes, those themings of all the different expansions that came out really kind of make it fun. They all put a little tiny twist on the rules. They do something a little bit different. There's the zombie one, there's the Easter one, the Christmas one. They've all got a little different nugget to it that adds a little twist to the game that really makes it fun. So if y'all are enjoying that, you don't have those expansions, the family will really enjoy playing all those different versions of it.
Yeah, it's good. I got them all, and they'll be here tomorrow.
Awesome. Got them coming all the way. That's the same thing Carlos did. I think the first time we played it, a couple days later, he showed me he had already got online and ordered all the expansions, and they all showed up a couple days later. So, yeah, great game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then other than that, I'm just moving my 7-year-old up into some slightly more complex games. So I taught him Takanoko and Potion Explosion this week. So
Takanoko's a good one. Yeah, and Potion Explosion's a good family game. My wife likes that one because she did the whole. Although I guess it's not as big now, but the app. What was the app game? Bejeweled, and all those where you're moving stuff around.
The first one.
Yeah, stuff.
One of the first ones.
Clashing together, stuff disappearing. So yeah, that's a fun game.
Yeah,
they knew what they were doing.
It's fun when I start stepping up into the slightly more complex games with the kiddos. So it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching them grow into bigger games. I did that with my 18 and my 16-year-old. Introduced them started them off light, started them off fun, got them enjoying some of the themes of certain games. I know, yes, I said theme, but that's uncommon for me. Yeah, bad word for me. But in any case, then kind of stepping them into heavier and heavier games. And my daughter, my 16-year-old, really has been the one that's picked it up, and she's playing some medium weight type Euros now. So it's really warming the heart that I've seen her come along in that.
Cool.
Thanks, Wayne, for the phone call, man. We really appreciate you. Always providing great content for the folks at home. My hope is that next week we'll have better quality, better video, because we'll be back in the studio where we belong. So I thank you for helping us out get through this one, man.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Have fun, enjoy, make us jealous with all those photos.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks, bye.
That was Wayne from Tampa calling in. We're still taking phone calls, even if the internet's not going. We're still taking phone calls till 10 o'clock, 813-618-7099. 10 more minutes. So, Mark, you were talking about another game you wanted to highlight. What was it?
I can never say it right. Tabanusi?
Tabanusi, I think it is, yeah.
Tabanusi. Yeah, it's another complex T game. And the Zulkin, Teotihuacan, Tekken, all those games.
You got all the other ones down? Yeah, good.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't say this one, but
because he's been training you how to say that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where you play it the first time and you're like, I need to play this again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it intrigued me enough that I really want to play it again because I can tell that that we really weren't optimizing our strategy, and all of us at the table kind of said the same thing because there's a sort of a really interesting interactive aspect of it where you want to build certain things next to certain other people, and you can actually complete other people's buildings, and we were all just kind of playing our own game and building our own buildings, and we realized later on we let one guy build a whole bunch of stuff on the side, and he ended up running away with it because we didn't really understand the consequences of that right away, which often happens right in the first time playing through a game. But it was none of the actions were difficult. There's a lot of iconography, so it takes a bit of time to understand, but once you get it, none of the actions were difficult. It was just about what do I want to do, what am I planning, and I really enjoyed it.
See, and this is where Carlos, the Ameritrash gamer, comes in. What were the stand-up, like, woohoo shout moments in the game?
You don't need that. You don't have to answer that question. It's a Euro.
Yeah, it was definitely a Euro.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
know
Euro.
if there were any stand-up moments there.
You don't need stand-up moments.
But I get where you're coming from because I like that too. Like we were talking at dinner tonight, and that's why I'm late. Our dinner ran way long. But we were talking at dinner about Project Elite. Which is a miniatures, fast action, dice chucking.
Waves of bad guys coming at you, just mowing them down. Yeah.
You're just mowing them down real time. Checking the dice as fast as you can type thing. And, I love that game too. So
that's a game we haven't played, and that's one I'm hoping that maybe we could have Tot here. I know it's on Tom's. It was his number one all time for a little while, and it's still in his top 5. And so I'm gonna see if we can hit him up before the con ends and see if he can run us through maybe a teach of that. 813-618-7099. I've only been doing that for a year, and I still don't remember the number. But we got time for one more call. If somebody can call in here before we end the show,
or the internet goes out again,
or if the internet drops down again. But we're trying, folks. But we appreciate a couple of you for holding in.
If we get 1,000 subscribers, I can stream from a phone. Hey, I got a mic now. I'm back. Hey, listen, if y'all can help us get to 1,000 subs, 1,000 subscribers gives me access to the mobile app streaming from YouTube. So I can directly stream from my phone seamlessly.
Going live on location.
Right. Without having the issues that we're having today. So if we can just get to 1,000 subs, tell your friends, let them know what we're doing here, what we're trying to do here. We can do it better, more, and probably more nights a week.
For sure.
Start to make it into like a real show where people call in, talk about board game news and gaming and stuff. But yeah, that's me.
Absolutely.
Phone number 813-618-7099.
I mean, do you really want to be on the show that much?
Be on the show 3 times a week? Are you going to call in? Yeah.
I can have different co-hosts. I can have co-hosts out of Louisiana. We got Washington now, so we established Beans and Dice West with Michael Lorenzo out there.
We're getting nationwide, coast to coast.
We got Aaron and Mark in Ohio holding it down.
The Midwest,
So we're big, and Edmund, England over in
Sweden.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Sweden.
Geography with Mitch.
English isn't his first language. Yeah.
He comes from where they filmed the movie.
No, I was wrong.
All wrong.
He comes from where they build the furniture, right?
New Zealand. Is
that right?
That's where the Hobbitses are from.
I'm not from New Zealand.
Yeah, the Hobbit Town, the Shire.
Oh, okay.
Food wise, how do we do? We had it's the beans and dice, right? We talk about
We're gonna
food.
touch on food, yeah.
Food wise, we enjoyed a wonderful buffet breakfast this morning. Myself, Mitchell, and William. I think I hit like 4 or 5 plates off that buffet.
You hit 5. I hit 4.
Oh man, we were going at it. It was awesome.
It was a race.
It was.
Well, when you hit that hotel buffet, with what you pay for it, you gotta eat a little. Yeah?
You have to. You got to take it all with you.
I don't care. It was good.
And the question came up when you open the lid to the buffet where the bacon sits, and they usually have slices of bread sitting in there, like soaking up the grease. Is it ethical to grab one of those slices to use as your part of your meal? It gets soaked in that bacon grease. We did have that deep conversation.
I said yes.
But if you want us back on gaming topics, call in 813-618-7099.
BJ says, "Hey, it's the Beans and Dice show again." Yes, third time
yeah,
the charm.
third, fourth time.
When you
Yeah,
weren't running from a hotspot.
yeah. We apologize, folks. Yeah, we're trying to do our best
Thanks
here.
for sticking with us.
Yeah, we got a cell phone mobile hotspot, so a little rough tonight, but we appreciate you hanging in. If not, watch us on the playback. Carlos is recording the whole thing.
I am
here, so-
recording. I'm going to post up the playback so y'all can hear all the conversations that we had with Mark talking about Concordia and one of the T games, because I don't know how to pronounce any of them.
Yeah, you're talking about food. Like I said, I was late from dinner. A group of us went to a all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue and sushi. And
Why didn't we go there?
You went with Rob. He doesn't eat like that.
it was amazing. So much. But I literally, we spent so much time there. Our reservations were for 6 p.m. and I got back here at 9:30. So
Whoa.
I mean, it's all you can eat Korean barbecue
yeah.
and sushi.
9:30 is early.
and sushi.
I mean, I stuck around for 2 hours just eating scrambled eggs and bacon. I'd stick around for a few hours for some
Well, while
Korean
you
barbecue.
guys went eat Puerto Rican food, me and Rob got like 3 games in that time, so I think that's more worth it.
Listen, the mofongo over at
I'm gonna
Palcampo, it's totally worth it.
I'm going to disagree with that. Highly
I got to say,
disagree
that's
with
one of the best parts about where this con is located. Being in Kissimmee, we're right here around all kinds of food. Like, we are not wanting for any desired type of food. That makes it great.
House of Mouse, yeah, right up the road. The House of Mouse, just right up the road. So we're right on the corner from Disney.
And right off the toll road for the airport. I was able to scoop Mitch up and come right back. Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
Don't talk to me about that.
So I think the next convention here is going to be in July 2022. Robert and I have already established that we're going to be here.
Reservations.
Reservations for the villas, right? We're doing the villas, so we're cooking and stuff. So we're going to be back here at this hotel, Tacriba Royale, in July
with better
2020.
internet.
I'm going to, well, my hope is if we can get to 1,000 subs, then that takes care of itself. We can work off of a 4G phone, and it all works out great. So, folks, share with your friends. Get us to 1,000 before July. If not, we got to figure out how to get a hotspot or something, but we'll figure it out. So we got last 3 minutes. Anybody final thoughts on Caribe Royale, where we're at, doing the Dice Tower retreat? Any final thoughts?
It's nice to be back. I would say it's just nice to be back here.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been fun. What do you guys think?
Well, actually, we should go to someone who hasn't been to one of these first. Yeah,
Mitchell, this is your first Dice Tower event? First official Dice
I'm
Tower?
gonna go with that.
Yeah. I think me and Carlos were talking about it earlier, how it's very chill. Like, me and Will met up at Gen Con, and I never stopped. I don't know if Will felt the same way, but I never stopped.
I felt like the convention was my what do you call it? My assistant.
Caffeine, yeah.
Was my assistant. Like it told me what I needed to do next.
Mhm.
Is what I felt. It's like, man, I can't because I want to get this demo. No, I can't because I want to get this demo. No. And you're on their schedule. I didn't, after a while, I was like, I don't like this.
I liked it because I feel like I got a lot done.
I
Here,
can't do that.
You know, these guys have a 4-hour game of Dune Imperium going.
Yeah, a little long. Yeah.
It's a lot more chill.
Whose turn is it? Nick, is your turn? Nick, it is your turn.
It was not my turn, although I'm wearing the shirt. No, I think actually I enjoyed the chill, and for folks that have been sticking with us through all of the internet woes, we've been broadcasting from the thick of it.
Oh, yeah, we're right
it's
here.
Right there.
Yeah, we're on the floor, on the back of the floor.
The entire event is happening behind us this entire hour, and it's chill. I mean, which I'd like. It's nice. You know, people can come and go.
I'm not chill. What are you talking about?
You know,
No chill.
Tom Vasel just walked by and said hi. You can grab a game with other Dice Tower members.
Yeah, and the Dice Tower staff, as always, I mean, they're outstanding. You can walk up and talk to any of them. Z Garcia's here. Roy Canada. They're here teaching games. As soon as we walked in, William and I, as soon as we got here, Tom came over. He recognized us. He pulled us in. He sat us down at a table and taught us picture perfect. And we sat there. He talked to us for about a half hour.
Do you know what's sad is I still had no idea what the heck I was doing.
Oh, yeah, well, that's okay.
I was like, it's sick. It's too early in the morning. Nope, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So we played games already. We've been here, 2 days, a day and a half. We've already played games with a couple of the different Dice Tower staff. And so I'm looking forward to the rest of the con. The next 3 days, we're going to pack in as much as we can and enjoy this time.
Sure.
But any closing comments from anybody?
Don't take the games out of the room.
Oh yeah, that's a big no. Yeah, here and it's a big plus that we've got this one hall here. A lot of the conventions we go to, you go down like 6 flights and you go down and make a left. You check out a game, then you have to walk all the way back to the room. Here they've got everything set up. This is a smaller event. It's like I say, I think they sold 215 tickets, but it's a little smaller event. But they've got everything in here. All 2,000 games are along the wall. They've got plenty of tables and seating for everybody. It's 10 steps from where you grab the game to where you sit down at a table and play. And so they've made it really easy, really convenient.
What I would say, it's intimate.
Yeah, intimate. That's a good term for it. So yeah, Nick's panning the camera here. So just taking a look. We're late at night. We're at 10 p.m., but we've still got
Thursday.
Yeah, on a Thursday. We've still got over 100 people probably in here gaming right now, and everybody's chill. It's we got a little bit of background noise, but you can still hear us. So it's been a good time, and we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna try to pack as much as we can in this next 3 days, and then we'll report back to you next week. We'll talk about our full experience.
Any final thoughts, Mark?
You know what? I'm just glad to meet you guys in person. I've loved interacting with you over the last couple of weeks online, and it's been great. And this is my favorite event of the year because it's so chill. And I've got so many people here now that are good friends. And I love telling people about it, bringing more people in, and meeting people and making new friends. So
I'm here to help you tell others about it and bring other people in so we can enjoy more new friends.
Yeah.
So on that note, that's us. That's the Beans and Dice podcast live from Dice Tower Retreat 2021. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
I'm Mark.
William.
I'm Mitchell.
I'm Nick.
I think so.
Podcast about
How we game. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks, bye everybody.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.